As I begin this recording, please make sure to keep your audio and video disabled. Nothing you put in the chat will appear in the recording. Ashley, please take over.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ashley. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of chair yoga here. Find yourself a good seat. And if you want, you can even have a little cushion behind you. Not a bad idea. Make sure your feet can touch the floor. And don't let your yoga hurt. That's the hard and fast rule. Don't let the yoga hurt. Anything other than that, we're going to be A-okay. So as you get settled in your chair, here in the very beginning, you go ahead and sit back all the way. Let your hands rest down in your lap someplace that's comfortable. Maybe fidget a little bit, kind of like I'm doing. And once you find a good spot, let the eyes close, or maybe you just look down at the ground. And for one moment, let your hearing expand out and take in all of the sounds going on around you. Just notice all the sounds in the room where you are. Now let those sounds fall away and let all awareness move into you and where you're sitting and how you've placed yourself. Again, make sure your feet are on the floor, but make sure they're placed in such a way that you don't have any grip through your hips or legs. Your legs can just be there. The same thing with your hands, not reaching too far forward or tucked in too much. Arms just resting, elbows under the shoulders. Chin is parallel to the ground, and you might even take your head back in space a tiny bit so the neck lines up with the rest of the spine. Notice how you're feeling now. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Soften through the tops of the shoulders and into the shoulder joints. Notice your breathing. Let the breath get a little longer. Maybe you can smooth it out a little bit. But view your torso as a cylinder and allow the whole torso to expand with your inhales and soften with your exhales. So inhale into the chest, into the belly. Even let the ribs kind of expand a little bit. And then when the exhale comes along, you just soften down into place. Try to keep your breathing as steady and continuous as you can throughout the practice. Adds a little element to the practice. It's very rewarding when you're done. I'm going to start off making a few shapes this morning. We're going to make some circles with the nose and then move into squares with the shoulders. So let all of your awareness drift right to the tip of your nose and pretend you have a pencil on the tip of your nose and there's a piece of paper right in front of you and you're going to draw a spiral. You're going to start really small. You're not going to stay small. You're going to let these circles get a little bit bigger. And of course, it does not matter which direction you go with your circles. It's yoga. We're going to go both ways. Now the circles are getting quite a bit bigger, but you want to make sure that your pencil stays on that piece of paper. So don't let your head whiz around. And if you're noticing some sounds or getting some interesting sensations out of this, that is all right. And if there's nothing, that's great too. So about as wide as the circle is going to get here, and let's do a couple right here. Slow, easy breathing. Give it one more whole entire circle. And when you complete that circle, float your head up to neutral and pause for a second. Let your shoulders relax again. Now remember which way you went, because we're going to go the other way. Still paying attention to the tip of the nose. Just start making some circles. Remember, it's a spiral, so it starts small. Then it just gets a little bit bigger. And a little bigger still, until finally, it's just as big as it's going to get, while your face still stays forward and your head doesn't whiz around. Give it 2 more at the full bigness, I guess you could say, of your circle here. Say that to librarians, I'm sure. Let your chin come down to your chest and float your head up to vertical, neutral. Pause for just a moment. Move into some squares with the shoulders. So you might come away from the back of your chair just a tiny bit and take your arms in such a way that your elbows are directly under the shoulders and your forearms are pointing forward, like parallel to your thighs. And then paying attention to how your shoulders move, draw the shoulders up towards your ears and then try to move them forward and then take them down and then plug them back in. So you're making a square. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears. They come forward, down, and then back. So keep doing it like this. It can feel a little uncoordinated at first. And don't try to force anything. Now, especially if you've got a shoulder issue or two, you might just go kind of slow and gentle with this and just pay attention to that square drawing instead of trying to go to your maximum. A couple of more in this direction. Might even sync it up with your breath. Now, when you get to your down and neutral position, pause for a second, and we got to reverse it. All right, what's that look like? Okay, go forward with the shoulders, then up, then back, then down. Okay, try that again. Forward, up, back, down. And here we go, squares in the opposite direction. So purposely trying to take the shoulders through these 4 small movements. So it seems like you're drawing a square. Really what's going on here is we're kind of loading up the tissues to release some tension, and we're putting some very genuine, purposeful movement, functional movement into it. Let's give it another one here, a whole one where we go forward and up, back, down. And then when you land, just let your hands rest in your lap and pause for a second. Maybe notice if there's some sensation in the shoulders. Keep breathing. We're going to try a little side bending now. When you inhale the next time, take your arms up in the air, wherever they go. Exhale, lean over to the right and look down. And let's flow side to side. So inhale, come to center, let your arms come up wherever. And exhale, lean over to the left and look down. Now your hips and your legs really are not moving. Everything's really stable here. And if you feel as if you're flying up through your hips, as you go from side to side, do a little less instead of more. When you use that yoga curse word, control your movements. One more each side. Go ahead and go one more to the right and one more to the left. Don't rush it. When you're done with both sides, you'll just rest in center and let your hands come right to your lap. And pause. We're going to do a little seated cat-cow, and you might need to come away from the back of your chair a little bit more so you get some full range of motion. So hands to knees. Of course, the inhale will arch your back and your face will turn up towards the ceiling. And then exhale and round your back and let your chin come on in towards your chest. And just keep doing that. I'll change directions. Maybe you can get a better idea of what's going on here. Inhale arches. And then the exhale rounds. Now I want you to lead the movement with your hips. So let your hips start to move before your chin does. And then add this component. Let your breath start, and then your hips, and then your chin. In both directions. Do about two more inhales, 2 more exhales. When you are done with both, bring yourself right on up to center and pause for another moment. Let yourself breathe and be for a second. Notice how you're feeling. Try a little bit of twisting here. Bring your arms in front of you like you've got a big beach ball. Relax your shoulders down. When you exhale the next time, go ahead and twist over to your right. And then when you inhale, you're going to bring yourself back to center and exhale, twist on over to your left. So this is the whole move. The inhale takes you to center while the exhale gives you a good juicy twist. Now with the beach ball action in front of you here, your arms are just sort of holding the space. That way your torso can actually do this twisting. Just kind of looking right between your fingers, maybe your eyes are closed, but all this awareness with your torso and how your body twists without the help of your hands. Notice if you're trying to clench through your hips to make more twist happen. Other than that. All right, when you come back to center from the left the next time, you're going to be all finished. Let your hands rest down in your lap. I'm going to do a little bit more with the twisting with the torso here. So step your feet apart. Okay, maybe about a yard. Let your knees and your toes go in the same direction. Put your fingertips to the insides of your thighs, and your elbows are going to wing up a little bit. That's a twisting thing, like I said. So when you inhale, take your right arm out in space and open up and look out to the right. And then when you exhale, take your hand to your knee and then dip your right shoulder down as you look out over your left shoulder. Then let an inhale open up with your left arm, watch your hand. And then exhale, take the hand down to the left knee and dip that shoulder as you look over the right. Okay, keep trying this. The inhale opens the body, extending the arm. And then somewhere when an exhale happens, hand comes to the knee and you dip your shoulder, your opposite shoulder down. And then you open up the other way. Arm extends, you watch it with your hand, or with your face, excuse me. Dip the shoulder and look the other way. Let a couple happen here. Now, there aren't any hard and fast rules here. Just let your breath kind of guide you through all this twisting. You wind up getting some side bending with it also. Let yourself do one more on the right and one more on the left. Of course, we're not rushing things. And then when you're done with both, you'll just sit up and center for a moment. Then bring your knees back together. I'm going to do one thing with the legs. And then we're going to put together pretty much everything we've just been doing in a bit of a flow. You might sit back a bit in your chair for this one and see if you can keep yourself hands free here. And let's just let the legs move. So you're going to extend your right leg straight out in front of you and then put it back down. And then extend the left leg straight out in front of you and put it back down. And then just do this for a moment. All right. Now, if your core is really in need of some assistance these days, you might need to hold on to your chair. If you're really trying to use your back or your jaw or your shoulders, then hold on to your chair to help stabilize your upper body. But if you're feeling pretty stable already, then see if you can just hold your own hand here. Okay, so now it's going to get a little different. I want you to lift the knee up and then straighten it, bend it, put it back down. Oh, that added something. Lift the knee up, straighten it, bend it again, put it back down. And again, you might hold on to your chair. You might go, okay, this one's a little bit different. I think I need some help with this. And that is okay. Because you got to start, right where you are. If things are good, Hold your own hand. Let's do one more on the right and one more on the left. Again, this is going to make a little sense in a minute. And then we're just going to stop. Pause for a moment. Take stock. Okay. Scoot forward, closer towards the middle of your chair. Like I said, we're going to put almost everything we just did into a bit of a flow action. So we're going to lean side to side and twist and fold forward and all kinds of things. Bring your hands together in front of your body. When you inhale the next time, sweep your arms up in the air someplace. As you exhale, lean over to your right and look down. When you inhale, you'll come to center, arms up, and exhale, lean over to your left and look down. Inhale back to center and then sweep forward and make your fingers come somewhere towards your feet. Then inhale, come on up and take your hands back to your heart. All right, let's add on. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Go slow as you want to. Exhale, lean over to your right, look down. Inhale, come to center, arms up someplace. Exhale, lean over to your left and look down. Come on to center. This time, let the palms touch and let the hands come to the heart. Now, when you inhale, extend your right arm and twist. Watch your hand. When you exhale, take your hand back to your heart. Let's do the left side. Inhale, extend the left arm. Watch your hand, twist open. Exhale, back to center. Here we go. Inhale, arms up, forward fold. Exhale, come forward. Fingers might graze the feet. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, let's add on. Inhale, raise the arms up in the air. Exhale, lean over to your right, look down. Inhale, come to center, arms up. Exhale, lean over to your left and look down. Inhale to center and take your hands to your heart. Extend your right arm, inhale, twist, open up. Exhale, back to center. And then inhale, extend the left arm and twist. Exhale, back to center. Now inhale, take your arms up in the air. And as you exhale, take your hands to your heart and lift your right leg, knee to chest. Put it down and then inhale, take your arms up. And exhale your hands to your heart and lift the other knee. Bring it up. Put it down. Inhale, arms up. Now forward fold. So sweep forward, fingers towards the feet somewhere. Inhale, take your arms up and hands come to the heart. All right, we're going to do that again. Inhale, take the arms up in the air. Exhale, lean to your right and look down. Okay, come back to center on your inhale. And then exhale the other way. Come back to center and take your hands to your heart. When you inhale, extend your right arm, twist open. Come on back to center. And then wait for the inhale, extend the left arm, twist open. Back to center. Inhale, take your arms up in the air. Exhale your hands to your heart and lift your right knee. Tuck that in. Woo. And then down. Take your arms up in the air again. Hands to the heart. Bring in that left knee. Well, that's a lot, I think. Take the arms on up in the air and take a forward fold. Now here's going to be the trick. Come on up and sweep your arms forward one more time and just hang forward for a second. If this is really uncomfortable, come on up to sitting. But if it's okay, see if you can relax the back of your neck and just let your chest rest down on your legs, wherever it goes. When you inhale the next time, just roll on up to sitting. Take your hands to your legs and just sit tall for a moment. Breathe. Notice how you feel. We're going to stand up for a few minutes. So tuck your feet underneath you, and you're going to need your eyes open for this. We're going to do a hovering action for a moment. So take your hands to your knees, look at the ground, lift up out of your chair and hover someplace. Just keep breathing, relax your shoulders. Legs are kicking in, man, those are working. Next inhale, stand up. Okay, and if you want to take a little wiggle right here, go right on ahead. Come in behind your chair so that you can hold on to it. We're going to be moving the legs out to the side and then back in behind. It's a whole dance step thing. Okay, hold on to your chair. And when you inhale, take your right leg out to the side and exhale, put the foot back down. Try the other way. Inhale, take the left leg out to the side. Exhale, put it back down. Now keep doing this for a moment. And here we go with that yoga curse word control again. Try to just lift the leg. Don't let it swing. It's easy to swing. We want to lift, because then that's where that strength comes in. Now I'm going to change it up just as you get it. So inhale, take your right leg out to the side. Now take it behind your left leg. Tuck your toes under, bend your knees, bend your ankles. And then inhale, extend your leg back out to the side again, bring your foot back down. I can step in front of my chair and show this to you. It's to the left side. So take your left leg out, and then you're going to take it behind, and you're going to squat down like a little curtsy, and then extend the leg back out and take the foot back together. Okay? And then keep trying that. Of course, it is not synchronized swimming. We don't have to do it at the same time. Just pay attention to your parts and how your breath lifts the leg, takes it behind. The breath gives it a little lift again, and your feet come back together. You might notice that you've gotten a fair amount of snap, crackle, pop out of your knees, your toes, your ankles. Some of us that happens. Go ahead and just do one more each side, one more on the right, and one more on the left. When you're done with both, you'll just come back to standing and pause on both your feet for just a moment. Notice how you feel. Manipulate yourself so that your right hip is against your chair. You're going to hold onto your chair with your right hand. Now, keeping the right foot on the ground, I want you to look at something uninteresting, left hand to your left hip, shift your weight to your right leg a little bit, and then float your left leg up in the air, bend the knee. Pause for just a little second here. Make sure you're lifted up through your chest and your ribs and the like. Keep a good steady breath going on. If you want to challenge your balance, you can put one finger on your chair. Oh, that makes that standing leg really do a whole bunch. All of a sudden. Now take your left hand to your left knee and see that opening the knee to the side. That changes it up pretty good. Again, make sure you're still really tall. Don't lock out your right leg or crash into it. Got a good lift going on. Bring your knee back to center. And then come back to both feet. Well, that was nice. Wiggle. Switch around, let's do the other side. Okay, so left hand comes to the chair here. Really got to make sure you're looking at something not moving to be successful with balance poses. Move your weight into your left leg, right hand to your right hip. Float your right leg up in the air. A little bend to your knee. So, your hip is bent, your knee is bent. So you got a little flex going on down there. Keep breathing, and then maybe you do that little trick with just the one finger on the chair. Maybe that's a good idea today. Okay, see about taking the right hand to the right knee, and then open your knee out to the side. Hey. Okay, keep breathing. Keep looking at something uninteresting. Make sure you relax your shoulders and your jaw. All right, time to bring the knee back to center and then come back to both feet. Oh, yeah, much deserved wiggle through the legs and hips. Nice. All right, we're going to transition back to the chair. So wait a minute, we get to hover for just another moment because that's the important part, the hovering. So put your feet underneath you, hands to your knees, and just come to this not quite seated part and hang out for a second. Give yourself a couple of breaths. We lose a lot through these parts here over time, especially when we just do sitting. So we're going to hover. Okay, sit, 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 sit. Go ahead and be back in your chair here. Put your hands in your lap in a nice neutral position and just pay attention to your body for a second, how you're feeling. Notice how it felt to stand in those poses. Is there any residue? I'm going to kind of seal the deal on this practice with a little bit more of that symmetrical cat-cow. Come forward in your seat just a little bit. Make sure feet are good on the ground. Let the inhale arch your back and let the exhale round your back. Now remember what you learned. The breath starts, the hips move, then the chin. And really it's just a gentle cascade effect. Notice if this cat-cow is any different than what you did earlier. So 2 or 3 more. Last one, last inhale, last exhale with movement. And when you're done, you're done. Bring yourself up to neutral and have a seat in your chair and do a little relaxation with some breath. Once again, make sure you're sitting well. Your feet, your legs, you just feel relaxed, like they can be there. Soften through your feet. And then same thing with the arms. Let the arms feel just like they're draping off the collarbones. No reaching, no grasping. Let the eyes close if that's all right. And then soften your face. Forehead, you can rub it if you want. Soften around your eyes and into your cheeks. Become aware of the muscles around the ears and relax them. Relax the jaw and the tongue. Relax through your neck, the back, the sides, creating some distance between the ears and the shoulders. Soften your throat, maybe swallow. Move that softening into the upper chest around the collarbones and let them feel wide. And then that might allow your shoulder blades to slide down your back a little bit. Soften your back into the chair. Release any grip through the hips and the backside. Let a little wave of release move through your legs, from the thighs down into the calves, right to the soles of the feet. Notice your breathing. When you inhale, draw your breath from your toes all the way up your body, out the top of the head, and then let the exhale release it out of you. We're going to do that a few more times. So we'll let the inhale come in at the toes, move up the body, gathering any excess, let it come right out the top of the head, and then exhale it out away from you, like a fountain. The inhale starts at the toes, moves to the legs and the torso, up out of the head, releasing that excess with a nice exhale. Try that a couple of more times. Last inhale here, let it draw from the toes up through the body, out the top of the head, releasing that last little bit of excess. And then exhale and settle into the body and pause and breathe for just a moment. Start to notice where you are in space. Noticing how your body is sitting in the chair. Notice if you smell anything. Notice if there's a taste in the mouth. Notice the temperature in the room and how it feels on the skin. Bring your palms together in front of you and start rubbing your palms together. Maybe a little pressure, maybe a little more. Just notice the texture of your hands. Now take your hands to cover your eyes, leave your nose free, and then blink into your hands to let in some light. Let the eyes close and take the hands back together in front of the body. Thanks for coming today, everyone. Namaste.